First thing about skiing is being away from home because we cannot ski so much in India, so we have to go to abroad for training. I want more support from government and I want them to put more money, put more funds so we can train much more. And if I can wish something, I wish that there would be a big resort in India so that every children, every coming skiers train in India. They don't have to go to abroad for training.
Now, one more story this hour, because scientists have found that dolphins in the wild need to eat 10 to 25 kilograms of fish every day to survive in the ocean. That amounts to about 33,000 calories a day. In comparison, the intake of a competitive swimmer, for example, will be about 12 to 13,000 calories, just to give you some sort of comparison. Let's talk about this a little more with Helen Briggs of the BBC's Health and Science, who's been studying this report. And Helen, this is absolutely fascinating. Tell me a little more about what they've discovered, first of all.
Well, dolphins, we know so much about them. We don't know very much about exactly how much energy they need and their metabolic rate, because a lot of what we've done has been dolphins in captivity. So they looked at bottlenose dolphins living off the US East Coast to work out their metabolic rate. Now, to do that, you have to capture them briefly and carry out some scientific tests, look at their lung function, look at how much energy they use when they're resting, to work out how much food they need to fuel their bodies. So it's a colossal amount for an adult dolphin, up to 33,000 calories a day. So bucket loads of fish and squid they need to eat. And for people, that's about 60 portions of salmon, or between 10 and 25 supersized portions of burgers and chips. Now, as a comparison, they looked actually at what Michael Phelps would need when he's in intensive training. So that's 12,000 calories for Michael Phelps. So a lot of calories. For the rest of us, though, we're down to a meagre 2,000 or 2,500 calories a day.
It is staggering as we see Phelps there on the screen. I have to say, I'm surprised by some of those stats you've just gone through, because if you think of someone like Michael Phelps, brilliant though he is, a dolphin is so much more efficient in the water, yet they're chewing up thousands of calories. Just explain why.
It doesn't seem to make sense, because they're adapted, they're incredibly efficient for this life on the ocean wave, but it comes down to the fact that they're just so much more active. So they're swimming, they're diving, they can travel up to 40 kilometres per hour, they can swim maybe 100 kilometres. We don't quite know how far they swim, but it could be that far, and you can see them surfing on the waves and swimming. So all these vast amounts of energy to fuel their bodies, and also just to keep them warm. So the oceans are cold, they need to fuel their bodies.
And of course it varies, doesn't it, in terms of the temperature of the oceans, as you would expect. Just a final thought.